3D History welcomes you. Today we continue with the list of Byzantine emperors. When the Western Roman Empire collapsed in the 5th century, Rome's heritage did not disappear. Instead, it continued in the Eastern Mediterranean, centered upon Constantinople. This city, founded by Constantine the Great on the ancient site of Byzantium, became the heart of an empire that would endure for more than 1,000 years. Known today as the Byzantine Empire, its people always called themselves Romans, preserving Roman law, culture, and institutions, while developing a distinctive Christian and Greek character. This long-lived empire acted as a bridge between antiquity and the modern world. It safeguarded classical knowledge, defended Europe from Eastern invasions, and influenced the cultures of Eastern Europe and the Near East. Its story, however, is one of dramatic rises and falls, periods of brilliance and revival, followed by crisis and eventual decline. Origins of the Eastern Empire. The late 3rd century was marked by turmoil in the Roman world, civil wars, invasions, and economic instability. Constantine the Great, 306 to 337, emerged as sole ruler after years of conflict. In 330, he established a new capital at Byzantium, renamed Constantinople. Strategically located between Europe and Asia, the city commanded vital trade routes and was easily defended by land and sea. Constantine also promoted Christianity, granting it legal recognition and laying foundations for its eventual dominance. The new capital, with its imperial palaces, forums, and great church of Hagia Sophia, became the heart of a transformed Roman Empire. Theodosius and the permanent division. The death of Emperor Theodosius I in 395 marked the final division of the empire into East and West. His sons, Arcadius in the east and Honorius in the west, ruled separately. The Western Empire soon succumbed to invasions and disintegration, while the Eastern Empire survived, wealthier and better defended. Constantinople's strong walls, thriving economy, and strategic diplomacy allowed it to endure, even as the West fell to Visigoths, Vandals, and eventually the deposition of Romulus Augustulus in 476. From this point, the Eastern Roman Empire, what we call Byzantium, stood as the direct continuation of Rome, maintaining the imperial tradition for another millennium. The Age of Justinian, splendor and overreach. The reign of Justinian I, 527 to 565, was one of the most remarkable in Byzantine history. Determined to restore the glory of Rome, Justinian launched ambitious campaigns to reconquer lost territories. His general Belisarius achieved spectacular victories, defeating the Vandals in North Africa, the Ostrogoths in Italy, and reclaiming parts of Spain. Justinian's era also produced lasting cultural achievements. His great project, the Corpus Juris Civilis, codified centuries of Roman law and became a foundation for European legal systems. Architecturally, he rebuilt Hagia Sophia, whose immense dome symbolized both imperial majesty and Christian faith. Yet these triumphs came at high cost. The wars drained finances and manpower, while the plague of Justinian devastated the population. The reconquered western provinces proved difficult to hold, and much of Italy would eventually be lost again. Nonetheless, Justinian's reign left a legacy of law, architecture, and vision that shaped Byzantium for centuries. Crisis and transformation, the 7th century. The 7th century nearly destroyed the empire. Wars with the Sassanid Persians exhausted Byzantium until Emperor Heraclius, 641, achieved dramatic victories, marching deep into Persia. But soon after, the Arab conquests erupted. Within decades, Syria, Palestine, Egypt, and North Africa, all wealthy heartlands, were lost to the rising Islamic Caliphate. The empire's survival depended on transformation. The government reorganized its military and administration into themes, districts where soldiers were granted land in exchange for service. Constantinople itself endured two massive Arab sieges, 674 to 678 and 77 to 718, its walls and the secret weapon of Greek fire saving the city. Although greatly reduced, Byzantium adapted and survived, reshaping itself into a more compact, militarized state. Iconoclasm and renewal, 8th and 9th centuries. Byzantium's inner life was marked by intense religious controversies. Chief among them was iconoclasm, 726 to 843, a period when emperors banned religious images, fearing they encouraged idolatry. This policy provoked fierce resistance from monks, clergy, and much of the populace. The empire was divided for over a century until icons were restored as central to Orthodox devotion. Despite this turbulence, the empire stabilized, its military defenses improved, and cultural life revived. Constantinople grew into the world's largest city outside China, its markets bustling with goods from across Europe and Asia. The Macedonian Renaissance, 9th to 11th centuries. The Macedonian dynasty, 867 to 1056, brought a golden age. Under Basil I and his successors, administration was reformed, law was refined, and art and learning flourished. Basil II, 976 to 1025, known as the Bulgar Slayer, expanded imperial power, crushing Bulgaria and extending Byzantine influence across the Balkans. Constantinople dazzled travelers with its wealth, palaces, and churches. The empire influenced neighboring peoples. Missionaries spread Orthodox Christianity to the Slavs, laying foundations for Russian and Balkan cultures. This was Byzantium at its peak, politically strong, economically prosperous, and culturally radiant. Decline and the coming of the Crusades, 11th to 12th centuries. After Basil II, decline set in. Weak rulers, aristocratic rivalries, and over-reliance on mercenaries weakened the state. The Battle of Manzikert, 1071, where the Seljuk Turks defeated Byzantine forces, resulted in the loss of most of Anatolia, the empire's heartland. In desperation, Emperor Alexios I Komnenos appealed to the West, leading to the First Crusade. Initially, the Crusaders helped Byzantium reclaim lands, but relations soon soured. Cultural differences and mutual suspicions grew. The ultimate catastrophe came with the Fourth Crusade 1204, when Latin armies diverted to Constantinople, stormed the city, and subjected it to a brutal sack. The empire fragmented into successor states, with a Latin kingdom ruling in Constantinople. The Palaiologan twilight, 13th–15th centuries. In 1261, Michael VIII Palaiologos recaptured Constantinople, restoring the empire. But it was a hollow victory. The city was depopulated and impoverished, its treasures looted. The empire shrank to a fragile state, beset by internal strife and powerful neighbors. In the Balkans, Serbia and Bulgaria rose, while the Ottomans expanded relentlessly in Anatolia and Europe. Civil wars further weakened the dynasty, and appeals to the West for aid produced little lasting help. The empire relied on diplomacy and symbolic prestige rather than military might. By the 15th century, Byzantium was reduced to Constantinople and a few territories in Greece. In 1453, Mehmed II of the Ottoman Turks besieged the city with massive cannon and overwhelming forces. After a desperate defense, Constantinople fell on May 29th. Constantine IX Palaiologos, the last emperor, died in battle. The Eastern Roman Empire was no more. Legacy of Byzantium Empire. Although it ended in flames, Byzantium left a profound legacy. It preserved Roman law and Greek learning through the Dark Ages, transmitting them to the Renaissance. It shielded Europe from invasions for centuries, serving as a buffer between East and West. Its art and architecture, domes, mosaics, and icons, shaped Orthodox Christianity and influenced Islamic and European traditions alike. The Byzantine Empire stands as a testament to endurance, a state that lasted over 1,000 years after the fall of Rome, embodying both continuity and transformation. Its story is one of survival against overwhelming odds, cultural brilliance, and eventual decline under the weight of external enemies and internal divisions. If you find this content interesting, please like, comment, and share. Thank you. Bye and see you